Okay, people, so let's just quickly recap and then we go to the next one. So for the search for price, first part was we had to ask which superhero are we looking for. Then we made our for loop to go through the whole array. Then we compared each of the heroes in the array to the one we're looking for. And once we found the correct one, then we just went and displayed the hero's name that we were looking for, the word costs, and then float to string the price as currency with comma 9, comma 2 to just have it neatly displayed. So that was asking the user which one to look for and then displaying the price for that item. Right. Then now we want to save. The problem with our save, however, is that we remember when we read it. We read it like this. It was the name and then a hash and then the price. So that's how the text file looks. Okay, but ignore that for now. Let's just think, if you want to save to a text file, what do I need? So we need the text file variable. So tf of type text file. And do we want to save everything in our arrays? Yes, so that means for loop. So that means our I. Alright, so now because we want to save to a text file, the first thing we need to do. Okay, so alright, so first thing we need to do when we want to work with the text file is, okay, so to check if the file is there is not required in this case because we're going to create the file in any case. If it's not there, we'll create it. So we don't need to check. So we need to assign. We need to link our variable with a specific one to the specific file. So we're going to assign file. We're assigning our tf to our, what is the file name again? Super heroes, like that. Dot text. Alright, so now it's linked. Now we want to write to the text file. So we want to clear what's in there and put everything new in. So what do I need? How do I need to open it? Rewrite. So we rewrite tf. Alright, now we need to start thinking, what do we want to write? What do we want to write to the text file? Our arrays, do you agree? So what do we need? Our for loop. For loop needs to start at 1 goes to q. Alright. Now, how do we write to a text file? Write line. Alright, first thing with write line is where to tf. Now we just think, what do we want to write to there? The hero's name, which is inside hero I. But then, do you agree we want the hash? So we can just add the hash. And what do we want after that? The price. But can you see the R is not there? So we don't want float to string f, because remember all these are strings. So we just want our float to string. Just a normal float to string with our price I. Because we don't want to add the R. We just want the double made to string. Right, that will happen now in the for loop. You'll see I don't have a begin and end. So once we're done writing all this to the text file, what do we need to do to save it? Close file. So we close file, LTF. Now at this stage, when we run this, we're going to realize there's a mistake. So let's quickly see. Let me show you. So when we're here, we read everything. Let's just add 1 euro. Flash, let's flash added. Now we want to save it. Now when we click save, now we get this. IO error. So IO stands for input output. Okay, so we know something with our text files is irritating this thing. Now, your general mistake, and you'll see the errors there by rewrite. So the first thing you have to go look for, what does rewrite do? Remember I told you it opens it up for writing. So now it couldn't do that. And then we just go look at our read again. The read, we open it up for reading, but we never closed it. So the text file is currently still open for reading. Even though we read through everything, it is still open. So we must just, either before or after display, doesn't matter where, you just need to also close file. TF here. So after we're done reading, we just have to close it. So that when we want to write to it, and we want to open it for writing, we can actually open it again. It needs to be closed for us to open it. Now you'll see now this will work fine. Alright, last one, range of prices. Alright, so for range of prices, how do we get range again? Highest minus lowest. So we need the highest price and the lowest price. Do you agree? Alright. So we need variables. Are we going to need a for loop? Yes, so we need our I. And we're going to get the highest price and the lowest price. Do you agree? What data type they should be? Double. So the highest price and the lowest price, which will be doubles. Alright, what's the first thing we do? We initialize. So we assume what? We assume the first one is the highest and the lowest. You can, but then you have to assume that button was clicked. And then it needs to be global. So it's better to work with them independently. Alright, so our highest price we're going to assume is the first price. And the lowest price we're also going to assume is the first price. So we assume the first one is the highest and lowest. What's the next thing we need? Our for loop. We need to go through everything now. So I should start at 1. And we want to go to the last one, which is Q. In this case, we do need a begin and end. Because what do we need to do inside now? If statement. So if what? Yeah, so if our array at I, if our price at I is less than the lowest price, then the lowest price must become that price. But we just need the same. Can I go else if, or must I just go if? If is better because they're actually independent. Else if would have also worked in this case, but it's two separate things. So the concept, if it's two separate things, rather go separate ifs. So we just want to if again, and if this price at I is now greater than our highest price, then our highest price must get that price. So we just said now range is highest minus lowest. Do we want to do that in the loop? No. Do you agree? We only want to subtract once. So we can just do it outside, and then we want to display the answer as well. Do you agree? So we can just do our show message. Show message again. Let's make it nice. So range of prices are. And then this range, is it currency or not? It's currency. So what do we need? Float to string f. Alright, now what do we want to display? The highest price minus the lowest price. And we want it in currency. Comma 2, comma 9. 9, comma 2. Always highest minus lowest. Highest, comma lowest. Right, and then this should work.